to the next destination. Let me tell you a little story about her. I know all of you love some chismis. O kayong mga marites dyan, gusto nyo to, diba? She first stepped onto the Little Red Dot back in November 2007, armed with nothing but a 30-day social visit pass, a fake return ticket. Let me reiterate that again. Fake return ticket. Most of the time, you just have to do what you have to do. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's not fake. She really bought the return ticket. She really wasted money here, just in case she didn't find a job. Her ticket is already sorted, but she's not even thinking about that option. As I've told you, she really planned everything so she won't experience being offloaded. If you still don't know how immigration works, then the problem is on you. You should have learned how to do it. You should have learned it. And 10,000 pesos in cold hard cash. Not her money though, it was borrowed to her, so just in case the immigration officer in the Philippines asked if she got enough fund to support her leisure in Singapore. Actually, the 10,000 pesos wasn't enough. And of course, an invitation letter from her extended family in Singapore. While other tourists were busy snapping photos at Marina Bay or shopping on Orchard Road, she was glued on the internet, applying for jobs online, booking interviews, and praying to every saint that she knew that someone would hire her before her pass expired. Man, mama is non-stop!
Hamilton wrote, the other 51.
Why do you apply like you're running out of time? Why do you apply like you're running out of time? Each rejected application felt like another step closer to returning to the Philippines. And the global financial crisis, aka the Great Recession in 2007, was just beginning, and she was scared that if she could land a job or land back to the Philippines. The clock was ticking, and the thought of returning to the Philippines or even admitting defeat wasn't an option. With her visit pass about to expire, she was so lucky that her extended family could back up her expenses to apply for a 1-month extension, and they applied for it online. Her approval came after 5 days of waiting. Then, just when hope was running thin, a miracle happened. A small construction firm took a chance on her. But there was a catch. She will be assigned in a newly reclaimed site at Tuas South Avenue 14. Take note, when I said that the place was a reclaimed area, a land that was previously underwater. The size was a Mars-like wasteland of freshly dumped sand, an endless flat beige stretching to the horizon where Google Maps showed only blue ocean. Imagine how that would be. Which is about 1.5 hours to be there, and there was no public transport yet. The pay was minimum, which wasn't bad for someone who was starting in a foreign country. But none of that mattered, and she had her foot in the door. Life there was brutal, and the sun burned hotter. Let me show you some pictures. The only woman on a crew of 10 plus men in the management alone, not to mention the whole operation of the project. And there was another Pinay who arrived 4 months earlier. And in that first project that she got hired in, she met her friend Lily. And the rest is history. Except it didn't. Because then, in present day, they keep talking about... Moving on. They just reached their next destination, Marina Bay Sands or Marina Bay Sands.
Wow!
After her first project, of course, there was a second. The project that she was in was here in Marina Bay Sands Skypark. She got hired from another company at this point. Yep, right up there on top of the building. The Marina Bay Sands Skypark project wasn't just another worksite, it was Singapore's future icon, that jaw-dropping ship suspended 200 meters above the city. Though there were construction lifts, riding them wasn't as simple as pressing a button. With hundreds of workers across multiple contractors, lift schedules were strictly enforced. You miss your slot and you'd wait hours for the next one. Working at that altitude came with unexpected trials, but the real test, the bathroom situation. With just 2 portable toilets shared among 1,000 plus workers on the Skypark, she mastered the art of strategic hydration, drinking just enough to survive but not enough to need constant breaks. Yeah, I'm going to have to suggest that to my classmates. Yet for all its hardships, the Skypark offered rewards no other site could. Lunch breaks meant dining on the highest point in Singapore, watching ferries crawl like ants across the harbor. She remembers the first time the wind awakened the building's shimmering skin. A gentle breeze set 260,000 aluminum fins in motion, transforming the static facade into life. The panels flipped and fluttered like the pages of a metallic book. This wasn't just art, it was brilliant engineering. As the fins danced, the vital function is blocking 50% of sunlight and heat from the lobby. Years later, Ned Khan's wind arbor proved that practical solutions could be breathtaking, turning a simple sunshade into the most mesmerizing facade. The soothing sound of metal carried by the wind, the wall cladding never fails to amuse. Now inside the Sands Mall, there's a stretch that hits differently. The luxury designer lane. Kung gusto mong sampalin ng kahirapan, dito ka pumunta. Or in English, if you want poverty to slap you in the face, come right this way. Welcome to the You Can't Afford This gallery. Unless, if you can afford it, then good job for you, you're so lucky.
Wow.
One glance at the price tags of those gleaming handbags and watches is enough to make your wallet weep, even though you aren't even buying anything. But she's mastered the art of conquering this gauntlet of greed. Just admire the window displays while muttering, sayang walang discount, or too bad no discount. After all, real luxury isn't what you carry, it's the paycheck waiting untouched in your bank account. The aircon here is free. Enjoy the chilly blast of capitalism without spending a cent. Moving on. Another train ride.
Ma'am, you enter by the side gate over here. Just push to enter.
They got off the MRT at City Hall Station. As they navigated through underground tunnel paths, escalators, and passing many office buildings and shops along the way, there was a short walk to Esplanade Theatre, but the distance felt much longer than expected. The tall skyscrapers of Singapore's business district surrounded them as they walked. As they strolled past the Esplanade Theatre, they decided to make their way toward the iconic creature. Half lion, half fish, the half and half a perfect 50-50 blend of 50% mythical and 50% creature. It was only 10 minutes away, and the night view was stunning. The city lights sparkled on Marina Bay, making everything look magical. When they reached the Merlion, unlike the usual bustling crowds, the area was almost empty. There were hardly any people around since it was almost midnight. Water sprayed from its mouth as usual, and it never ends. And that's a wrap for tonight's adventure. Singapore never fails to amaze, especially from a 5 to 4-year-old girl who used to go here, and they probably remember smoke and mirrors from that trip since, well, I couldn't remember anything besides the Merlion and the relatives. Especially when the city lights up after dark. From the hawker center food to the iconic Merlion, every moment felt like a dream. The way the skyline glows against the water, the quiet atmosphere of the CBD at midnight. This is why we love this place, capturing one last shots of the Merlion. Thanks for coming along on this little night stroll.
Nice.
Good night, Singapore. So if you're liking this video, please follow or subscribe. Hit the bell icon, share, like this video, and comment down below. I know it's getting a little bit tedious, especially if you watch people who are like, did you know that 80% of you don't like or subscribe? But seriously, please subscribe. See you in the next videos, my dear repeaters. Bye-bye to all of my repeaters. That is all from KLOOK Repeat.
Hi. Madam Lily, walking